I'm Dr. Britt Berrett from Brigham Young University, Healthcare Leadership, and I'm delighted to visit with the winners of the Wasatch Cup, the winners of the 2025 Healthcare Leadership Case Competition. How's it feel to be winners?
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's make introductions. Tell us who you are and where you're from.
I'm Harrison Amelka, and I'm from Mapleton, Utah.
I'm Gracie King, and I'm from Tullahoma, Tennessee.
I'm Sam Johnston. I'm from Springville, Utah.
I'm Colby Clark. I'm from Bluffdale, Utah.
Now, you put this team together. How did you do that? Who was the instigator of this creation?
So Colby and I started the team. We knew about it. I competed in last year's Big 12 Case Competition, so I knew about it. Colby, I knew he'd be a great team member, so I pulled him in. And then from there, we said, what other people do we want? Gracie's in Colby's class, and so we got to know Gracie that way, and we thought she'd be a great piece. Then Sam's a statistician that I know, and I said, we need someone that's not thinking healthcare as much, but more the business side. And so we put all those pieces together, and that's really what got us our team together.
So you're an interdisciplinary team.
Yes.
So what's your major?
I'm finance.
I'm public health.
Business and analysis with data statistics as a focus.
I'm healthcare administration.
Wow, you've got a broad spectrum. Well, you put together an amazing plan. What do you think was the key to your success? What do you think really knocked it out of the ballpark? Because I saw the presentations. Yours was not only the presentation fantastic, but the content was really substantive. So what do you think was the key?
I feel to kind of go off the answer of the first question is because we were such a diverse group. We had so many different perspectives coming in. Like we had Sam here who, like he said, was the business side and he could kind of bring in those numbers, and same thing with Harry with the finances. And then like I came in with public health and kind of wrapping it up with, let's make sure we're including the community, and that's like our main focus. And then Colby over here, he works already with Medicaid and Medicare, so he's able to bring that expertise. And so just having that well-rounded group really made our presentation outstanding and honestly stand out really well.
It really did. Well done. It's kind of an open-ended question, it is, isn't it? The Wasatch Cup doesn't give you specific prompts. It just says, here's the organization. How do you advance their mission, vision, and values? So you're left to think of anything. How did you land on the topic that you presented?
We all came together we got it on Friday, and that's when we were like, okay, what should we do? And then we texted in the group chat. We had a plan going into the competition, like, okay, we should all come up with something, come together on Monday and see what we feel best about. So we all met together on Monday. We all had different ideas. Harry actually had the idea with the mobile clinic. And we all came with our ideas of like case staffing. There's just a lot of different things we needed to fill out, but we felt like a mobile health clinic with a couple different keys from all of us helped come up with the plan.
Well, it was genius. Your thoughts?
It's exactly what Colby said. I think all of us came together, and it was cool to see. My thought was just a mobile health clinic. The hospital is in a very rural area. If we can my idea was take the hospital to the people and build that community trust, because that was one of the issues that we saw. And it was cool because as we were all talking about it, we said, oh, that's staffing's a problem. We can add that into our little clinic. Oh, and these other problems. So we are all taking all of our ideas and saying, how can we add it to this clinic? And I think that's what put it all together. And I think that is why we did so well, was because it didn't just answer one piece. I feel like it touched on everything. It was a very simple, very realistic solution that was able to handle a lot of different issues for this hospital.
Well, it was certainly interdisciplinary, and that's what healthcare is about. We see that the healthcare system is fractured, and so we need to have men and women who are going to step up and figure these things out. I bet you spent a lot of time talking and planning and research. Tell us a little bit about how much time you committed. You only had 2 weeks, is that correct?
That is right.
So it wasn't a long run, it was a sprint. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we got together, like Colby was mentioning, and we decided on Monday, and that's when we were like, hey, we got to fill out the presentation, get an outline built, and then each of us, luckily we were already kind of split up to look at those different areas, and we went from there. I went to gather statistical evidence and do some forecasting. Harry went and looked at finances, how to fund the bus. Gracie looked at the actual solutions, what the education clinic would do, and then Colby was looking at some more financials, marketing, different things like that. We studied, we gathered evidence for about a week and a half, and then practice.
Now, life didn't stop. You still had school, you still had classes, had responsibilities. How'd you fit it all in?
So we met with one of our professors, Heather. She's at UVU, and I say a lot when I present. So with the first presentation we ever practiced, she's like, you need to stop saying So I practice with my wife every single night, like 2 hours a night, and then I practice in the morning before I went into class. I did 6 hours on a Monday, and then I did 2 hours on a Wednesday, and we all met together over Teams. We met in person as much as we could. It was just a lot, just so I could stop saying or all the simple things, but it was really great.
Isn't that funny? You have these little sayings that you don't realize it till you're presenting. A lot of preparation, well done, good thoughts. Now the presentation. You walked into that room. How did it feel? A little intimidating?
I was very nervous. We were honestly as well lucky to we went last in our group.
Okay.
So we were able to practice a few more times in another practice room, which was also really nice. We went in and honestly, I barely remember it. We just presented it and we gathered the feedback, which was very minimal, which I was really surprised. I went out of it thinking either we did so bad they had nothing else to say, or we did really well.
Oh, I talked to the judges. You did really well. Gracie, what was your take on that experience, walking into that room and presenting, kind of like you're going to have to do the rest of your lives in your careers, but doing it a little earlier than anticipated?
I think going into there, I was very nervous, obviously. But going in with this team, we all meshed really well. I have only known them like up to that point, that 2 weeks that we had been doing that, except Colby, we had a class together, but I still didn't know him super well. But like I said, we meshed so well, so I knew if anything happened, they had my back. And we were so well prepared. It just went so well. I was so proud of us.
How'd that make you feel? You competed with universities up and down the Wasatch Front. Really stellar schools with graduate programs and undergraduate programs, but all focused on healthcare leadership. How'd that make you feel to compete with that level of talent?
I think it was a really cool opportunity. I've never had the opportunity to mingle with such a diverse group, right? In the past case competition I was in, it was just undergraduate students and mainly from BYU. And so this was so cool to see it being from Weber State and the U, undergrad and graduate, and one from UVU, which was really cool to see that graduate program compete. And so it's cool to see. The other cool thing is, as we were talking to teams during that lunch break before we heard who made it to the final round, we were talking to them about different ideas. It was so cool to see everyone had little different ideas. It was so cool to learn about how everyone thinks differently and how each team works differently. It was such a great opportunity.
I think you'll see that throughout your career. As we look at the healthcare system, we're going to have to work together. And so we find great value in the case competitions to put you under a lot of pressure, but also see you rise above it all and build relationships with friends. But what words of advice, let's go down the line, what words of advice would you give students that are considering participating in the Wasatch Cup?
I think the two things that we did really, really well, and Kopi alluded to this in one of the questions, before the case came out, 2 days before, we sat down and we created a timeline and we created a plan. So we weren't just, here's all the data, here's everything we have, now let's make a plan. We had a plan going into it. We knew exactly on Friday, we get the plan, Monday we have our solution, so on and so forth. So I think that's a huge piece that really helped us. I think the other thing, work really hard. It's a ton of fun, and as you find a good group that you mesh with really well, it is so much fun to work hard with them. So those are my two thoughts. Make a plan and work really hard.
Tracy?
I would say you just be confident and know your abilities and know that you can do hard things. I went into this very nervous thinking that I wasn't nearly as smart as these guys, especially when they start talking numbers, because I was like, I am not a math person. But just kind of what I said earlier, because we did mesh so well and we were such a good group together, it was nice that they helped build up my confidence going into it, and that way we were able to do better and present really well.
I would just say work hard. It's going to be a really busy, really stressful 2 weeks, but it's worth it. If you put in the time, you'll get as much out of it as you put in. I believe that with pretty much everything. So,
I'd say just believe in yourself. You're totally capable and able to do this. I like talking to people one-on-one. I love it. But when I present in front of people, I'm like, this is one of my least favorite things. But during that, I was like, oh, I can do this. And I knew my team, like they were all here with me. And that's my other piece of advice. It's like, get a team that you feel comfortable and confident with. Don't just come with who you think is going to be the best. Be who you're going to be friends with. Like, these are lifelong friends now. So,
well, the judges were executives from the community, and they couldn't have been more impressed with you. Utah Valley University is very proud of you. What are y'all going to do with the cash now that you got it? It doesn't go to anyone but you, so what are the plans?
I think for me, I'm putting in my savings, and when I apply for my master's program, that's going to help me apply for my master's program, help pay for those applications.
Good for you.
I'm also using some of it for my master's programs, but the rest of it is going into my savings for a trip to Norway next year.
Good for you. That's fun.
Me and my wife went out to eat somewhere really nice. We bought just some fun stuff and saved the rest.
Excellent.
And I'm going to be using mine to fly out to Masters. So I have a couple interviews with a couple MHA programs. So
Excellent. Well, on behalf of Brigham Young University and Healthcare Leadership, we're just proud of you. Congratulations. This is a unique experience, and you did an exceptional job. We're grateful for the philanthropic support that makes this possible, the support of all the universities in the Wasatch Front. And we'd like to give you a big round of applause and congratulate you for doing a great job.